Welcome to Relaxed Reddit Readings. Today we have 4 Reddit stories for you. Reddit stories that will make you question family boundaries. Story 1. My dad gave me the most selfish birthday gift ever. So my husband just gave me the most selfish birthday gift I've ever received, and I'm questioning everything about our relationship. Let me paint you this picture. My birthday rolls around, and my husband presents me with what he calls an innovative gift. I'm thinking jewelry, maybe a spa day, something thoughtful, right? Wrong. This man hands me a resin 3D printer. A 3D printer. For my birthday. Now, here's the thing that immediately felt off about this whole situation. My husband has been wanting a 3D printer for literally years. He's constantly talking about all the cool stuff he could make, watching YouTube videos about 3D printing, the whole 9 yards. So when he gives me one for my birthday, my first thought is, this isn't for me at all, is it? I confronted him about it, and he comes up with this elaborate explanation about how he noticed I was struggling with my crafts and thought this would help me. But here's what really happened next that confirmed my suspicions. The very same day, he starts using it. Not helping me learn how to use it, not setting it up for my craft projects, but immediately diving into his own little projects that he'd clearly been planning for months. I'm watching this man live his best life with my birthday present while I'm sitting there feeling like I just got played. The more I thought about it, the more frustrated I became. This wasn't about helping me with my hobbies at all. This was about him wanting something expensive and finding a way to justify buying it by disguising it as my gift. It's like giving someone a football because you want to play catch, you know what I mean? So I did something that apparently makes me the villain in this story. I asked him to return it. I told him straight up that this gift feels selfish and that if he wanted a 3D printer so badly, he should have just bought one for himself instead of pretending it was for me. You'd think he'd understand where I'm coming from, right? Wrong again. He got defensive and started listing all these ways the printer could benefit me, but I could see right through it. He'd already mentally claimed this thing as his own. The worst part is how he's making me feel guilty about the whole situation. He keeps saying he was just trying to be thoughtful and help me with my crafts, but actions speak louder than words. If this was really for me, why is he the one who's been using it non-stop since my birthday? Why does he know more about operating it than I do when it's supposedly my gift? I'm starting to wonder if this is part of a bigger pattern in our relationship where his wants and needs somehow always take priority, even when it comes to my own birthday. Is it wrong to expect that my birthday gift should actually be something I want or need, not something that benefits him more than me? If you're enjoying these stories, hit that like button and let me know in the comments which story you relate to the most. Story 2. My sister ruined our girls' day with her secret boyfriend plan. So my sister just completely ruined what was supposed to be our special girls' day together, and I'm still processing how manipulative the whole thing was. Picture this, I'm 20 years old, my sister Anna is 21, and we rarely get quality time together anymore. So when I suggested we plan a whole day out, just the two of us, I was genuinely excited. We're talking brunch, shopping, getting our nails done, maybe catching a movie if we found something good. It was going to be perfect sister bonding time that we both desperately needed. I show up at our brunch spot right on time, grab us a good table, and I'm sitting there scrolling through my phone, just happy to be spending time with Anna. She walks in a few minutes later, and I look up with this big smile ready to hug her, but my heart just sinks. She's not alone. She's brought her boyfriend along, and they're walking in together like this was always the plan. I'm sitting there completely blindsided because we specifically planned this as a sisters-only day. Like, that was the entire point of the whole thing. When I see them approaching the table, I immediately feel this mix of hurt and anger. I asked Anna straight up what was going on, and she gives me this casual response about how she thought it would be fun if he joined us. Fun for who exactly? Because it definitely wasn't going to be fun for me to third wheel on what was supposed to be our bonding time. The boyfriend, to his credit, seemed just as uncomfortable as I was. I could tell he probably didn't even know this was supposed to be a sisters-only thing, which made me even more frustrated with Anna for putting us all in this awkward situation. Here's what really got to me though, she didn't even apologize or acknowledge that this was inconsiderate. She just acted like I was being dramatic for being upset about it. So I made a decision that apparently makes me the bad guy in this story. I told them I wasn't comfortable with this arrangement and that I was going to leave. Anna starts getting defensive, saying I'm being unreasonable and that her boyfriend is part of her life, so I need to accept that. But that's not the point at all. Of course I accept that he's part of her life, but I also thought our sister relationship was important enough to deserve some dedicated time without third parties involved. The worst part is how she tried to make me feel guilty for leaving. She kept saying I was ruining the day and being selfish, but how is it selfish to want the day we planned together to actually be the day we planned together? I felt so manipulated because it's like she used my desire to spend time with her as a way to orchestrate some kind of group hangout that I never agreed to. I ended up leaving them at the restaurant and going home, and now Anna's telling our family that I'm being difficult and unsupportive of her relationship. But am I crazy for thinking that when you make plans with someone specifically for one-on-one time, you don't just surprise them with additional people? Was I wrong to leave instead of just sucking it up and making the best of a situation I never wanted to be in? Story 3. My roommate's friend turned my dorm into her personal hotel. So my roommate's friend basically moved into our tiny dorm room without asking, and the whole situation escalated into something I never thought I'd have to deal with in college. Let me set the scene for you. I live in this incredibly small dorm room with 2 other roommates in an Arab country, and when I say small, I mean we can barely fit 3 people comfortably. Every inch of space matters, and we all have to be really considerate of each other just to make it work. During spring break, I decided to go home and visit my family. I'm gone for about a week, just trying to relax and recharge before coming back to finish out the semester. When I come back to the dorm, I unlock the door expecting to find everything exactly as I left it, but instead I find this girl I barely know sleeping in my bed. Turns out, one of my roommates decided it would be fine to let her friend stay in our room the entire time I was gone, using my bed like it was some kind of guest room situation. She never asked me, never even mentioned it was a possibility, just made this decision unilaterally while I was away. At first, I tried to be understanding about it. Maybe it was an emergency, maybe the friend had nowhere else to go, maybe my roommate just didn't think it through. So I didn't make a huge scene right away. I figured the friend would leave now that I was back and we could just move on from this weird situation. But that's not what happened at all. Instead of leaving, this girl brings in a mattress and sets up what's basically a permanent sleeping area on our floor. She's not just staying overnight occasionally, she's literally living in our room. And this is where things get really problematic. Our room is so small that having an extra person there all the time means none of us can move around properly. I can't access my stuff easily, I can't have any privacy, and I'm basically sharing my living space with someone who doesn't pay rent, doesn't contribute to cleaning, and frankly doesn't seem to understand that she's overstaying her welcome. The breaking point came when I realized she wasn't just staying there temporarily while figuring out her own housing situation. This had become her permanent arrangement, and my roommate was totally fine with it. I tried talking to my roommate first, explaining how uncomfortable this made me and how it wasn't fair to change our living situation without discussing it with everyone involved. But she acted like I was being unreasonable for having a problem with it. So I ended up having to be the bad guy and directly tell the friend that she needed to leave. I wasn't mean about it, but I was firm. I explained that this was supposed to be a space for the 3 people who actually live here, and having a 4th person there all the time wasn't working for me. She got upset, my roommate got upset, and suddenly I'm the villain in this story for wanting to be able to live comfortably in the room I pay for. Now there's all this tension, and I'm wondering if I handled this wrong. Should I have just dealt with the overcrowding and lack of privacy to keep the peace? Or is it reasonable to expect that major changes to your living situation should involve input from everyone who lives there? Story 4. My mom's AI birthday gifts made me question everything about our relationship. So my mom just gave me the most thoughtless birthday gift imaginable, and when I tried to be honest about it, suddenly I'm the ungrateful daughter who ruined everything. My 21st birthday is coming up in just a few days, which should be exciting, right? It's a milestone birthday, one of those moments where you expect the people who love you to put a little extra thought into making it special. Well, my mom apparently had other plans. A package arrives from Temu, and she hands it to me with this big smile saying it's my birthday present. I'm trying to stay positive as I open it, thinking maybe she found something unique or meaningful on there, but what I find inside just breaks my heart a little bit. The entire gift consists of AI-generated posters and postcards. Not artwork from real artists, not something she thought I'd genuinely enjoy, but computer-generated images that probably took zero thought to select and cost almost nothing. Now, here's why this hits me so hard. I'm an artist myself. I've been drawing since I was a little kid, and my mom knows this about me. She knows I value creativity, originality, and the human touch that goes into making art. She knows I've spent years developing my skills and that art isn't just a hobby for me, it's part of who I am. So getting AI-generated artwork as a gift feels like she either doesn't understand me at all, or worse, doesn't care enough to put real thought into what I might actually want. I tried to be gentle about it because I didn't want to hurt her feelings, but I also felt like I needed to be honest. I explained that AI stuff really isn't my thing, and that as an artist myself, I probably wouldn't use any of it. I also mentioned that I felt a little sad that my 21st birthday gift came from Temu and seemed like something she just quickly ordered without much consideration. I thought maybe if I explained my perspective, she'd understand where I was coming from. Instead, she completely blew up at me. She started yelling about how ungrateful I am, how she spent her money on me and this is how I repay her, the whole guilt trip routine that makes you question whether you're crazy for having feelings about anything. She made it seem like I was being unreasonable for not appreciating whatever she chose to give me, regardless of how little thought went into it. But here's what really bothers me about this whole situation. It's not about the money, it's about the thoughtfulness. If she had given me a handwritten letter or even just a card with a heartfelt message, that would have meant so much more to me than a bunch of AI-generated images from a discount website. It feels like she put less effort into my 21st birthday than I put into choosing what to have for lunch most days. The more I think about it, the more I realize this might be part of a bigger pattern where she does things that are convenient for her and then gets mad when I don't react with overwhelming gratitude. It's like she wants credit for the gesture without actually putting in the effort to make the gesture meaningful. And now I'm stuck in this situation where I either have to pretend to love gifts that feel completely thoughtless, or I have to be the bad guy who hurt her mom's feelings by being honest about my disappointment. Is it wrong to expect that someone who loves you would put at least a little thought into what you might actually enjoy, especially for a milestone birthday? If you enjoyed these stories, drop a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And if you want more relaxed Reddit readings, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, like, comment and subscribe for more relaxed Reddit readings.